Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Elegant Sentiments today. I'm Sheryl Abernathy, the owner of Elegant Sentiments, and this is our weekly card share number 65. So thank you so much for being here and watching my video. I hope that you will come back and watch again. I'm here every week on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So today I've got some PinkFresh Studio products. I've got the Flowers for the Soul bundle, and then a couple of other products that I'm using for today's card. So to get started, I have the Stitched Octagons cover plate die, and that gives some nice little stitching background for today's card. And then I used with that the notched corner frames. These are stitched frames with the notched corners. And those are really nice. I'm using these two dies for today's project. The not the largest, but the next to the largest. And then we've got the Flowers for the Soul. This is a washi bundle, and these are the dies that coordinate with the bundle. And then this is the beautiful stamp set. And I absolutely love the sentiments with this one. It's one of them says, "You're a beautiful soul. Flowers say what words cannot. Grateful for you always. Here's to bright and beautiful days and a bouquet of joy for you." So beautiful florals as well. PinkFresh Studio is known for their florals, so that's really nice. And then the washi, and this is a repeating pattern washi, like all of their washi tapes, and you just roll it out until you get the full pattern, and that's what it looks like. And you can see, well, maybe you can see there's gold etching in this washi. It's really, let's see if I can get it there. You can kind of see that gold. It's really pretty and very easy to use, and it's a great way if you have very little time to craft. Washi tape and dies are the bomb. They are really a good way to go, and you can end up with a really nice project. So let me show you my sample. I did one not too long ago, and it's very similar, but different, of course. And this is, I took the washi and did the die cuts. I I did do some pre-work. Let me show you some of the pre-work that I did for this one. I took a four and a quarter by 5.5 panel of white cardstock, and I die cut it using the Octagon, this Octagon stitched. And then I brought in these dies after I die cut it. Then I die cut it a second time using these two frames, and it gave me this centerpiece. And so that's how I created these two pieces. And then I went to my washi. So let me bring out, I got a piece of white cardstock, and it's four and a quarter by 11. I just cut a piece of, or is it 4 and a quarter? Yeah, I think that's right. Let me double check it here. Pretty sure it's 4 and a quarter. Yep, 4 and a quarter by 11. Just cut that piece of cardstock in half. And then I've got this washi, and I'm going to roll it out and put it here onto this panel and just smooth it out as I go. And I'll get my scissors here and trim that right at the point where the pattern repeats. And then I'll smooth that out. And now you've got some beautiful florals to die cut, and there's no inking involved, and they're just really pretty. So let me find The dies, there are two pieces. One cuts these florals, and then the other cuts the ones on the bottom. So let me get that out of the package. And then it cuts the larger sentiments also. So these 3 sentiments have a coordinating die as well. So let me pull these out and get the 2. We just need these two dies. We have the bigger, the one for the bigger flowers. Let's see. Always takes me forever to figure this out. I don't know why. Okay, let me get the let me get the other one. It's got to be. This has to be. Oh, did I miss a part of the pattern? I'll bet that's what I did. No. Okay, it's really not this difficult, but I don't know why I'm having. Oh, maybe it's like this. No. Okay, well, maybe let's get this one. I did this when I was die cutting this for the first time too. Do I have the right floors? Yeah, I got the right ones. Now, what did I did? Let's see if we can figure this out. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. Trust me. Oh, maybe what I was doing. That's the problem. I was not going far enough down. So this other die cuts these. I was trying to have it cut just those, but it's these 3. It's like I said, it's not rocket science. I'm tease my sisters tease me. Well, I tease myself with my sisters about how horrible I am with puzzles, and that's kind of what this is like. It's like a little puzzle that you put together. So you just put the dies down. It's very for those who are not spatially challenged, it's very easy to do, like so. And then I'm just going to line this up now to get it even, and then I'm going to put some washi tape on it so that as I'm die cutting, I have nice even borders around my individual pieces. And I don't want it slipping because this washi is very slippery. So you definitely want to tack this down when you put that die on there before you run it through your die cut machine, because it will definitely move if you don't. So I'm just being a little extra cautious here. And get some tape and tape this down. And I'll put some on both sides, I think, for this one. It might be a little overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then I'll turn it around and do the same thing for this die. And with this one, just making sure, especially with the little stems, that they are lined up well within the die. And I think that looks pretty good. So I will go ahead and die cut this. And the PinkFresh has several new washi sets in their in the new release, but this was one of my favorites, so I decided to get this one. Now you want to again make sure that that's not moving, and then if you don't have extended plates on your die cutting machine, then you want to just die cut one half and then do the other half. But I've got extended plates, so I can put it down and do both of mine at one time. So I'm going to do that. I'll be off camera for a second here as I run this through my die cut machine. And there's so many different ways you can use the combination of the stamps and the dies. I opted for the super simple because it's just so pretty, and it's hard for me to resist going with the not going with the super simple, but it is, as you can see, a really quick and easy card. And I was going to make up a few more samples, but I just didn't have time. But I'll do some more and maybe post them on my uh, Facebook page. I do have a Facebook page. It's called Elegant Sentiments Limited. So if you're ever out and about on Facebook, drop by and check me out and subscribe if you would. Oh, see, I let my floral stems move just a little bit down there at the bottom, but that's okay because this design is going to cover that up. I got to trim a part of it off anyway, so that's okay. And then we've got all these beautiful little florals, and we won't need all of these. I'm going to keep what I don't need for another project that I'll do later in the week. So the next thing I want to do then is start building my card front, since I've got my floral pieces all cut out. And I wanted to take a look at how I wanted to arrange them. So I did my inner piece first because I'm going to pop up this little frame with some foam tape. So I'm starting with the inner piece first. And initially I just had that piece on there, and I thought, oh, I can probably get away with another piece. So I added this second floral in there just to fill out the frame, and just put it on there like so. And if you wanted, you could put one piece down and pop up the other piece to get some added dimension. But since I decided to add dimension to my sentiment, what I did was I stamped my sentiment, and then I cut it 2 additional times, and then I stacked it. So that's a nice thick sentiment to go on there. So with that, and then I mounted that with some foam. So I didn't want the extra layers on there. So I just kind of wiggled this around to find a space that I liked. And once I did that, then I came in and then decided which the florals did I want. And I really like these ones that there's 2 of them that look like they could be corners, these 2 pieces. So I said, you know what? I'll make these corners. And so that's what I did. I stuck this one down here in this corner and this one up here. And you can play around with them. If you don't like them placed that way, you can add more, you can add less. If you want more florals going up the side or across the top, you could add more. If you wanted more, you could stack them if you wanted some more dimension. So there's you have lots of options that you can play around with and do what you like. So for this one, I just decided to go with these 2 pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and move these extras out of the way. And I'll be using those on another card because I have now 2 sets of these little florals. And I'll go ahead and start putting this together. Really simple. Now, if you don't like all of the white, you can very easily go around the frame or even go around the insert and just ink blend lightly some color to add a little more if you don't want all that white. But because there's so much color in these floral pieces, I decided just to go with that. So I'm going to add some some glue to the back of my florals. You know what? No, that's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is put this on the card front first. It doesn't really matter, but it's easier if this piece is actually on the card base. And so the easiest way to do that is to go ahead and put your two pieces down, put your frame and your insert down onto your card base, and then glue down that insert where it meets on your frame. So I'm just want to make sure I have this in the right spot before I glue it down. And my frame is a little bit smaller than my card base, so I'll have to do some trimming when I'm done. But what I'll do is I'll just put a little piece of low-tack tape on this so it won't move around on me while I'm putting my insert down, since it's not the exact size. Just putting a little piece of low-tack tape there to keep this from moving around too much. And then I'll put my my insert down into the center. I'll go ahead and glue that down once I get this straight. I don't know if the problem is my frame or I think it's my card base actually. Yeah. All right, so then I'll go ahead and put my glue on. As soon as I can get my glue open. I think we got it. There we go. Oops, let me put this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting glue, not on the edges. I'm just doing kind of in the center. And I'm going to put this down onto where this frame is going to eventually end up. And then I can take that away and very carefully take this off of my frame. Here we go. I don't want to rip my paper. If you have too much tack on that paper, it will definitely, yeah, it's straight. I looked at it for a second. It looked like it might be crooked. So what I'm going to do, since I've got two pieces that I'm putting down here, I'm going to, I'll stick that down first where I want that. Okay. And then I'll add the other piece since it's going to sit on top. And I've got one of the things you have to look for when you're doing these die cuts. They have little holes in some of the little accent holes, and that one didn't pop out. So I want to make sure I pop that out before I glue it down. If you glue it down in this design, it really doesn't matter because it actually gets covered up. But just something to be aware of. So put that down. And like I said, if you wanted to pop this piece up on using foam tape, you could, but I'm just going to put it on. There's another little one. Little baby hanging in there. And that one does matter because it will be seen. So get that out of there. And I'll just add the glue to the back. This washi tape, I can't say enough good about it. It's so much fun and so easy. It's like playing, of course, if you're puzzle challenged like I am, getting it cut is the hardest part. But for the average person, it's not a problem. And I'm just going to put that, I want all of the flour on this inside piece. And then I'm going to trim off this part here that's hanging over my inside piece. Get my little snips and trim that. And then I'll go ahead and add the foam tape to the back of my frame and add it to the card. I've got some, let me see if I can find my foam strips. That might work a little easier than trying to just do cut down the foam tape, because these strips are a little a little thinner, so they tend to work better in this scenario. And I'll just put them down. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. And just go around the entire frame with your foam strips. And you can make this frame as wide as you want, or as narrow if you don't want it as wide as mine, or if you want it more wide, you got options. Because those nested frames, you can make your opening bigger or smaller. Lots of flexibility, which is a good thing. And get the other pieces down. Do this one and trim. And then I'll have to trim for that last one, I'm sure. Hope you're having a good week this week. It was a really pretty day today, and about just before I went live, the clouds rolled in, so the sun's all gone, but it was still a pretty day. So I'm thankful for that. Okay. All right. So now we've got our foam on the back. And if you want it higher, you can just double up that foam. I use the thicker, let me put this pin back in this glue. I use the thicker foam on my sample, and it's a little thicker, but this is still enough to give some dimension between the center and the frame. So that's all I'm concerned about. I'm just pulling off the backing on these foam strips, trying to make sure they come off of there, which is always a fun challenge for me. I can usually get them up, but sometimes it takes a little more effort than others. But anyway, so yeah, this is, like I said, this Flowers for the Soul is part of the new PinkFresh Studio release. And I really, really like it. You can buy, okay, come on. Sometimes they'll have sales, but not on the new release products. They typically won't put those on sale, but if you have patience, sometimes you can find PinkFresh products on Scrapbook, and they typically have a coupon code that you can use. So I buy a lot of my products from Scrapbook, and wherever I can save a penny, it's always a good thing. Okay, all right, so then we'll go ahead and add our frame. Okay, I think I'll start with this edge. And then move it over. There we go. So now we have our frame, and we'll add now our corner pieces and just use some glue to put those down. And let me take a look again, because I don't have to glue every part of it, because I'm going to cut part of it off. So I'll kind of stick my finger where I don't need glue. I just want to make sure that the parts that are going to be on that corner have glue on them so that they'll stick down well. I'll let that sit and I'll glue the other corner and then I'll trim. And this piece, I want it to go about like that. So we're cutting quite a bit of this piece off, but I still like that piece. So I'm going to use it. I'm just putting the glue again. And turn that around so you can see it. Then I'll go ahead and trim this excess off. I'm going to open this back up so I can see, make sure I'm trimming off everything that needs to come off. Okay. You do the same thing over here because there's a little piece sticking up that shouldn't be. There we go. And then we'll come over here and do the same thing. I'm going to cut it this way. And cut this way. There. Look at how easy that is. And it's so pretty. Looks like you spent a lot of time doing it and you really didn't. So all we need to do now is add some sentiments and a little bit of bling, and this one will be done. So I've got my sentiment already done. I shared that already. Let me put it back in here. This one, I really like this sentiment. Flowers say what words cannot. And sometimes you just don't have words for someone who's going through a difficult time, but you still want to speak and let them know you're thinking of them. So I just love that sentiment. I think it's so sweet. Or sometimes if you just want to, I need to pick this up and make sure that it's straight before I press down too much. And I'm going to hold that there for a second or two. Let that glue grab. So pretty. And then for embellishments, I'm using, I've got the Spellbinders Aura AB Color Essential Gems. And I like these because there's lots of color in these gems. So I'm using these and I'll just sprinkle them all around the card. And if you aren't a blingy type of person, you don't really care for gems or anything, the card is pretty enough as it is. You don't have to add them, but I like sparkle. And these are pretty, and it's got a little bit of gold and a little bit of the red and orange hues that are in these flowers. So I think it's pretty, really pretty. The camera doesn't pick up the color that well, but it is very nice. Add one there, and then I think I'll put some up here in this corner. Yeah. Let's see. What did I do here? Like I did in, I think I do what I did in my sample, I think. Yeah, I'll stick with that. I think it looks pretty good. But you can put them wherever you like. That one, well, maybe if I move this one over a little bit, this one will have more room. Oops, there we go. Okay, and then I want a couple over here. I think I want to do this size. Maybe, no, I think I'll do a smaller one. There's 3 different sizes on here, which is nice because it gives you a little bit of variety. So there. So that is the project for today. I wish you could see the how the gems look the in real light. They're very pretty. But that is my card. I thank you so much for crafting a little kindness with me today. I hope you enjoy the projects and that you'll come back and check me out next Thursday. Also, I'll be blogging again on Wednesday at elegantsentiments.com, and I'll be posting on my Facebook page, Elegant Sentiments Limited. So I hope to see you somewhere during this week. Until next time, live graciously, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.